Really, I'm hood rich. I'm really a star. I can't wait to be famous. 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 Really, I'm hood rich. I'm really a star. I can't wait to be famous.
Really, I'm haunted. I'm haunted by hundreds.
Let's keep it 100. You got. What up, though? It's your boy Common Sense, man. And we already know that common sense isn't common. Alright, look, so today, man, we have Barack Obama and we have mad black men all over America. Okay? For the people that don't know, Barack Obama gave a speech out in Pittsburgh somewhere directed to black men. And that speech got black men all over America pissed off at Barack Obama. Right? And so today, man, shout out to OK Rick because I'm going to be showing some of his content. But today I'm going to be showing you proof that black men is actually mad and upset with Barack Obama. For the people who don't believe that there are mad black men out there, a whole lot of them. And then I'm going to be showing proof of the speech that Barack Obama actually gave that was directed to black men, and give my reasoning on why I feel like Barack Obama was dead wrong for what he did. I'm your boy Common Sense. Like the video because liking the video is more important to the YouTube algorithm these days. Subscribe to the boy if you feeling the content. It's a reaction. Let's go.
Barack Hussein Obama, the audacity of you to say to us that we are required and we better vote for Kamala Harris and that we don't want to see a woman in a position of power.
Yeah.
You're a liar. I remember in June of 2010, I was in Baghdad, Iraq, and I watched your State of the Union address as a proud young black man to see a black president on the television. But I listened to you as you told the American people that we would not spend any additional resources in Baghdad or in Afghanistan, and we're going to bring our troops home in December of 2014. Right then and there, I knew you couldn't be trusted. Why? Because I'm watching them build sidewalks, build streets, and construct buildings in Baghdad, Iraq in 2010, as you say we're going to leave in 2014. So now that you get on a stage or a platform and try to bully us and belittle us and try to make the world believe that we're not intelligent enough to see what you and the demonic Democratic Party is doing, you're the biggest problem to black people, not the Republican Party. Just because our policies differ or our views differ or our perspectives and values differ, now you want to attack? No, Barack, you're a liar and you're part of the problem.
This message is for President Obama. First and foremost, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Number one, I ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think that she's going to make a bad president. She's a bad vice president. Everything she does, she tries to politicize it. And she hasn't shown the fact that she wants to put America first ever. So I'm not voting for that individual. Secondly, I think that it's really sad that you would come out against black men and actually degrade them because they're not picking the person that you want them to vote for. All right. And the last thing that I'm going to say is the moment that I became a Republican and a conservative, that is when I got the most hate from the opposite party. All right. Being that I'm a conservative, being that I'm a Republican, I've always been accepted. For the little bit of time that I may have been liberal, I never heard anything from the Republicans. They never came out and called me slanderous things. They never came out and called me racist things. The only time that I ever started hearing things about my skin color and about, racism or whatever was when I became a Republican. And that was from Democrats that were saying that. So no, I'm not going to be voting for who you want me to vote for. I'm going to do what I want as a man, and I'm going to be the man that I am. So you don't get to say anything.
Let's really be terrified. They didn't brought out the big guns, Obama. They're starting to realize that more and more of us have been waking up and seeing how they try to get us to vote, not for the person who's best for our communities and who has the best policies that are going to bring positive change, but they want us to vote based on skin color. We see how Kamala Harris did black men when she was the top cop in California, Jamal Truelove. We see how she locked up a single black mother because her child missed too much school, when in reality the child had sickle cell anemia and was in the hospital. You see how she was brought in as the first black woman vice president, played a part in our cost of living going up, our groceries going up, our gas going up, our border being let open for the entire world to come in, and people who've come here illegally getting preferential treatment over people who've been in these communities for decades. Our children being put last, illegal immigrants' children being put first. We see how the media told us that Trump was going to be the one to start World War III, and how under the Biden-Harris administration, we're on the brink of it. We see how the Democrat Party has failed our community, how they've hidden their history of trying to continue slavery, trying to keep blacks from voting, trying to keep Jim Crow going, being the party of the Klan, how they would take us out, and I ain't talking about to eat, when we chose to vote Republican. We see how they have Planned Parenthood buses outside of their conventions and target our community. How insulting is it that this man gets up there and tells us that we should vote for Kamala because we're black? Sorry, Obama, the gig is up. It's over.
Obama, I know you just did not go out in public and try to give a lecture to the black man. Okay, let me make sure that, is this on? Or have you lost your damn mind? First of all, Democrats, Barack Obama don't have no pull with the heterosexual black man. All right? Zero. Is this thing on? He has zero pull with us. He didn't do shit for us. So don't think that we got any reservation for his influence in our circle, and you're gonna come out and tell us to vote for Kamala because she black. The woman not black. We don't mind that she not black. Just stop telling us to vote for her because she is black. That is an Indian and Irish woman with a family from Jamaica. Okay? That's lie number one. Let's stop the lie. Lie number two, she grew up like us. That woman grew up in Canada. She grew up in Canada living a good life. What are we talking about?
Yo, so I'm CJ Pearson, one of the young black men that President Obama yesterday tried to lecture into supporting Kamala Harris just because she, quote, looks like me. Now, guys, I don't know about y'all, but I think that my ancestors fought far too hard for my right to vote in this country for me to support someone just because they look like me. Especially when that person who looks like me doesn't give a damn about me. Kamala Harris, for her entire political career, hasn't done a single thing for black people, black men, or anyone, actually, for that matter. She failed to secure the border. She hasn't created a single job. She is actually probably uniquely terrible at her job. Barack Obama, another person who didn't do a damn thing for black people when he was president, believes that black men should set aside our disagreements, set aside our grievances, and just take one for the team. Barack, we've been taking one for the team when it comes to supporting the Democratic Party for decades. And what do we have to show for it? Our inner cities are destroyed. Violent crime is up. We are living in poverty in too many communities across this country. That is the reality of progressive policies in this country and all across America. So no, Barack, I'm not going to support Kamala Harris because you said that is my duty as a young black man. No, I'm going to support Donald Trump, the president who actually delivered for black people, brought about the lowest black unemployment rate in our nation's history, the president who actually gave a damn about our community. That's not rocket science, Barack. It's common sense.
My, have the tides shifted? Are you kidding me? Barack Obama. I didn't vote for you either time. I saw right through you back then, and unfortunately, so many of my black brothers and sisters, my own family, they couldn't see through you. But now they can. You coming out, trying to shame black men into voting for Kamala? Are you freaking kidding me? You sound like a slave master trying to get your slaves back on the plantation. Well, Barack Hussein Obama.
All right, man. So it's clear that black men all over America is mad at Barack Obama. Now, these men feel insulted that Barack Obama had the audacity to come out and make them feel wrong for not voting for Kamala Harris, aka Democrat, blindly. Okay? Now, they also feel insulted because they feel like Obama and the Democrats feel that black men shouldn't be trying to vote on policies. And they feel like they should just be voting again blindly with the Democrat. Now, the biggest thing to me, now I am noticing that a lot of these people is wearing Make America Great Again merchandise, and it's clear that who they voting for. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I really feel like the biggest thing is Barack Obama putting black men against the black woman. Now, we all know that our household, when it comes to the black culture household, is already divided. This speech that my man just gave probably will reach a lot of black women, and they probably will hang on to every word that this man says, especially when he get to talking about black men don't want to see black women in power. Like, bro, that can be the furthest thing from the truth. For real, for real. And I also want to say this. I've never seen black men come together and stand on something. It's sad that it had to be against another black man or another black man. But in this case, Barack Obama is dead wrong. And he deserves exactly what he's getting, meaning like the backlash that he's receiving. So let's go to what Barack Obama actually said and see why these men is responding the way that they are responding. All right, so this is the speech that Barack Obama gave in Pittsburgh. And again, this is what got a lot of black men in an uproar right now. And so pay attention to what my man is saying. I'm going to let this play through, and then I'm going to start this shit all the way back over and give what I think Barack Obama should have said and what he actually should have done. All right.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land, and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got health care, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. and you're thinking about sitting out, I'm not. But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not, this shouldn't even be a question. I'm going to go ahead and just say.
All right, so look. First thing that I'm getting from this video, man, is the Democrats is clearly showing their hand. They showing to me how desperate they are for the black votes. They showing to me how far down they actually might be in the polls. And I only say might because I don't know what the numbers look like. But this right here looks like they're trying to go get their ace card and go grab Barack Obama to speak to black men to try to get black men to vote for Democrats. All right. Then the second thing is this. Barack Obama didn't come out and ask black men what could the Democrats do to make them vote for the Democrat Party. He came out and pretty much told them that they need to be doing this. Now, another thing that sticks out to me is this, man. I've never heard, and since Obama started running is when I started actually paying attention to some of these debates and what is actually going on. I'm not a A student when it comes to this shit, so I don't know everything that's going on. But I've never heard black men be a vocal point of any conversation when it comes to either party. But in the time that we are the vocal point, we're being scolded. He talking about it's unacceptable, like we one of his kids or some shit that done got in trouble. And he trying to tell us what he does for us. I provide for you. I show you love. And you go out and you do this. Like the entitlement that I hear in this man's voice, which a lot of black men is hearing. And this is the reason why they are upset. That's just what I get initially. All right. Now we're going to run this back. And I'm finna give my opinions and thoughts on what this man just said.
Speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
All right, so he say they have not yet seen the turnout at the polls pretty much how it was when he was running. Now, to me, bro, that says that their game plan of putting a black woman in office, they expected to get the same results as they got with Barack Obama. So in a way, they're disappointed that the plan didn't work. It's obvious that they thought that black people was going to go run to the polls blindly like they always do. They never really thought that people would start paying attention to the policy. And to be honest with you, listen, I'm not a Trump supporter. I know that this may seem like I'm defending the Republicans and I'm with them because the black men in those videos, they had on Trump gear and all that type of shit. But that's not the case. It's a lot of men out there that feel just like me, that's damn near borderline like, bro, I'm independent. Damn near like, bro, I'm aware of how our culture been voting Democrat for decades on top of decades and nothing really worked out in our favor. And it's evidence that black men is tired of that shit. Y'all seen the video.
Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly. And
like he your parent.
When you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder.
All right, listen, I don't want to listen to this whole speech again. Let me just say my points, man. I think it's wild that Barack Obama then came out and called black men out. I'm talking about specifically called black men out. We've been wanting this shit to have something that's directed to us. But I think it's wild that Barack then came out and gave a direct speech to us about not voting for Kamala Harris. But never came out and gave a direct speech to black men about black men. Y'all need to stop killing each other. Black men, y'all need to stop leaving the household and stay in the household. I think that's very wild, bro, because if he would have came out and did that type of shit or gave that type of speech without trying to tell people who to vote for and what they was expecting pretty much, I think this turnout would have been totally different. But this game plan that they had clearly backfired, and I think Kamala really then lost a lot of votes, especially when it comes to the black men. Then number two, I'm not surprised that Obama then came out and tried to put the black men against the black woman. Why? Because I believe everybody know that Barack Obama had a big hand in the LGBTQ community and how it's being pushed, the agenda. And so it don't surprise me that Barack Obama is taking a black man and a black woman and dividing them even more, because the agenda is the LGBTQ community. Now, I could be wrong. Again, I'm not an A student when it comes to this stuff. I'm just going off of what I know. This is my opinion. So, Barack Obama was dead wrong. I'm happy that he's getting the backlash that he's getting, because he's definitely deserve it. And maybe, just maybe, the Democrats might go back and say, God damn, motherfuckers is waking up and they actually care about the policy and they not just going to vote Democrat blindly anymore. I'm your boy Common Sense. Like the video, because liking the video is more important to the YouTube algorithm these days. Subscribe to the boy if you felt the content. I'm doing what I always do, and I'm signing off. Peace.